wants them to have a good time. We're going to have a lot more from that interview later in this hour as well. Some important news from Massa involving his view of the 90%. But that about $54.5 billion overall value, Massa referred to having bought back from the Vision Fund at a $64 billion value. So he is in it for the long term, and the expectation in his mind is that at this price, it is going to set up for what is going to be growth in the stock price from here, Carl. But, of course, we've got to wait and see how that stock opens.
Yeah, and while we wait, let's check in with Leslie Picker and our Bob Pisani, talk about the IPO and others to come, perhaps. Bob, we haven't gotten your thoughts so far this morning.
Well, the important thing is this is really important. It's the biggest tech IPO in a couple of years. So the tech enthusiasts are out there. The IPO enthusiasts are chomping at the bit. This needs to be successful. The problem I see is that there's a big natural buyer out there that may have some problems. That's the ETF community. They have very strict rules for inclusion in their indexes. And there's a couple things that I see that's a little bit of a problem. Number one, the biggest index provider is S&P. They do the S&P 500. They require a company to be domiciled in the United States, generally. And, of course, ARM is not. It's a British company. That's a problem for inclusion in any of the S&P indexes. The second is the free float. Most of these ETFs require free floats of at least 10%. And as we've been talking about, right now it's 9.3 to 9.5, depends on how you do it. And that may be a problem for inclusion in a lot of these big ETFs. For example, the semiconductor ETF, SMH, the biggest one out there, that requires a 10% float. You can't really do that right now. One way around this is to just get the green shoe exercise. That's the 15% over allotment. Maybe you can get the 10% on that. One other one that could do it is the triple Q. This is the NASDAQ 100. There is no market capitalization or minimal number here for that one. And that one may well go into the S&P, or rather into the NASDAQ 100 sometime this year. It's reconstituted in December. That's a good possibility for inclusion.
Leslie, potential offsets to that?
Yeah, well, not necessarily offsets, but I was just thinking about the fact that SoftBank has about a 180-day lockup before they continue to sell down more of their stake. And in talking with some investors, that is actually something they're looking at, is what happens to this stock as SoftBank for probably years continues to sell and sell and sell. Obviously, that adds more supply. And if the IPO goes well and they continue to perform after that, that could bode well. But the risk there, of course, is that as you introduce more supply into the market, and there is this common trade that hedge fund managers do where they'll short these lockup periods because of that additional supply coming into the market, that could put pressure on the stock and could just be that outstanding concern each time they do pare back their holdings in this company now that it's about to be public.
You know, Leslie, I did ask Massa that question, of course, and we will have the answer for our viewers a little later. I don't think we have it set to go right at this moment. But I will say, basically, he did indicate his expectation of holding on to it almost in its entirety. Again, we'll see. We'll see. But to your point, it didn't sound to me, and I'll let our viewers judge for themselves and parse his language, that he has any intention of selling even after the lockup expires.
Yeah, and he's in a unique position to do that, especially now that it's owned by SoftBank as opposed to the Vision Fund, because as a typical private equity-backed IPO, you have a mandate from your LPs if you're a private equity firm where you need to return that capital to shareholders, you need to get that exit and liquidity. IPO is the first step, but then over time you do have to kind of fully sell down that company into the public markets. But SoftBank obviously is in a different category there. So his decision to do that, I think, is noteworthy and important for investors today.
This low float is a problem for a lot of the retail investors because it keeps the volatility high, and that's an issue down the road. Remember, we want this to be a success. Retail investors, most IPOs start trading down in the days after the IPO. The big pops are always on the first day. This has got to be a success because it's a big leader for the IPO market this year. Low float means much higher volatility, and so we got to wait a few weeks to see if this thing actually stabilizes.
We'll check in with you guys all morning long. Leslie Picker, Bob Pisani.